right, welcome. It is September 24th, 2024. It's the Worldview Financial Report. Joining me tonight, as always, are the Bad News Bears, Wes Peters and Michael Weiner. Gentlemen, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for being here tonight.
Welcome to you, Brandon.
How you
good
doing
evening,
there?
Brandon. Mike's just getting dressed.
I know.
guess.
So Mike just put his shirt on. He sits around in Arizona with no shirt on because it's so hot.
Wow, Mr. T over there. Look at that gold chain.
He falls into the lake. He's going to go right to the bottom with that chain.
Silver.
Yeah.
What is that, your
Wow.
service medals?
No, Wes doesn't have his cap on today. This is upsetting. We have a lot of complaints flying in right now.
Oh, do you?
2
They
days
always
in a
keep a
row.
ball cap on, do you?
2 days in a
All
row, gold cap. How about that?
Yeah.
I'll
There was a lot of
jingling.
jingling. There was a lot of jingling going on when you were adjusting that. Is there metals on that chain of yours, Michael?
No, there's a cross.
Well, look at that. What's underneath the cross? What is that other one?
Joshua's prayer.
Well, look at that. Wow, I heard the jingling. See, I knew there was something there. See how perceptive I am, Michael?
You're very
It's his
perceptive.
name, address, and phone number. In case he gets
wow.
lost.
It's I walk on the street. That's okay. I'll be at the
You guys have silver alerts in Tennessee?
The Ozark event. You know,
No, we have amber alerts. Do you have silver alerts in Arizona?
Yeah, silver alerts. Yeah,
I've never heard of such. Is that when some old person walks off?
well, drives off. They'll on the highway. They'll have the description of the vehicle and the license plate number, and yeah, they just we got a lot of seniors out here in the winter.
So Michael's plaque says, "If you find me, bring me home. Here's my address."
Yeah.
It's wonderful. There's a lot of people that are over 60 on this show right now. It just so happens I'm over 200.
I'm
but,
55. I'm 55, so I may have one of those real soon.
You're heading in the right direction.
Look,
Brandon.
I call my kids by my dog's name, and my dog's by my kid's name. Literally this morning, I went through about two of my kids' names. Talking to the dog, I called my dog two of the children's names.
We've got a good idea what's going on here.
We got a good idea. Woo! All right, someone mark that one down. We got to put together an end of the year, the highlight reel for Worldview Financial. That one has to be on it, okay, Caleb?
Okay.
Woo! I got to catch my breath. That is funny stuff there, dog.
Back from New York, he went to the men's room and got lost.
What was that?
He went UN. He was at the United Nations. Never made it out of the building because
Really?
they still can't find him. He went to the men's room. We don't know where he is.
I heard he was slurring. Well, at least he didn't go to the little children's room. I hear he was slurring a lot.
He was another real embarrassing day in America.
Yeah. Well, on the world
Only
stage.
when his lips move.
It's like the guy, who's that guy that sings all the songs, Grease and
Didn't he
Walk
just
Like a-
pass away?
No, Walk Like a Man and all that. What's that guy's
Yeah.
name?
Frankie
Four of the
Valli.
worst lip syncing in the world. He's like 90.
I saw a news story the other day where Frankie Valli was lip syncing his own songs, but he wasn't moving his mouth. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
He's-
Oh yeah.
Frankie's a friend of mine, and I can tell you he sings his songs, but he's been married enough times that he just got married again.
So he's a ventriloquist, is what you're saying. He doesn't have to move his lips.
He's an outstanding singer.
He's 92 years old. They got the guy out there still working, I think.
Got married again.
Man alive. All right. Well, let's go back in time. Do you guys remember Ponderosa? And I don't mean the show with Little Joe and the Cartwrights.
Awesome.
I'm talking about the steakhouse where I used to love going to Ponderosa, get a good steak and baked potato, right?
Yeah,
I think the last Ponderosa I ate at was in around 1990 in Wisconsin. I think it was in, I want to say Belvedere, Wisconsin, 1990. I was a high spender dog. I took Melissa to the Bonanza. I took her to the Bonanza one summer in 1990 in Belvedere, Wisconsin. I'm pretty sure that's where it was, the Bonanza. That was the last time I ate there. I don't know why they closed down. They were amazing. You remember them, Wes?
Yeah, I do. I'm a
What? What,
Wes
Wes?
he got excited about thinking.
He got so excited he froze. Look at that.
froze.
They
Did I
shut down.
freeze?
There we go. You froze. You got so excited with Bonanza, you froze.
Well, when I was stationed in Hawaii, there was a Sizzler right outside the base. My Marine buddies that have a buffet, and we'd go do some damage on that.
Yeah, I
buffet.
bet they hated to see you guys coming, didn't they?
We'd roll in there like a posse. Yeah,
I bet you did. Well, just to show you how inflation, because this is a financial show, just to show you the inflation rate. Let's go to this. I want to show you inflation. Well, here we go. Oh, we got audio, Reagan?
Come to Bonanza. So here's what we're going to do.
For the next 2 weeks, any day,
You can have our big T-bone steak dinner at this great low price. That's complete with baked potato and Texas toast. And all the salads you can eat from our famous Bonanza salad bar. And seconds and coffee or tea are on us. So get our big T-bone steak dinner any day for the next 2 weeks at our great low price. Come to Bonanza.
$2.79?
Hi,
Wow.
we want you to come to Bonanza. So here's what we're going
I
to
want to
do.
make sure I got that right. Well, let's refresh that. Was that $2.79? Was that the only one that
believe
caught
so.
that? Was that really $2.79?
I was there. It was great.
Oh, where's the audio? Give me some audio. Oh, I got to turn it on here.
T-bone steak dinner.
279, right there.
$2.79. There it is. $2.79. Now you talk about inflation, right, dog? I mean, poor Mike. Poor Mike went out the other day for some pancakes and a couple strips of bacon, and it cost him $40.
You're not kidding.
True story, right, Michael?
Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
We had a client text me saying that Michael's eating at the wrong place and sent me a picture of a menu at their local diner. And I told her Michael said after airfare it cost him a lot more money, though.
I think our screen is frozen. Why are we still looking at that, Caleb? There we go.
Place again, trust me.
I bet you're not.
Pounds.
All right. Speaking of inflation, before we get to the big issues of the day, looky. Watch this. Remember, mortgage interest rates, they're freaking out now about mortgage interest. Remember back in the 80s? Here we go.
It is getting more expensive to buy a home, even though home prices are remaining relatively stable. The reason, as home buyers like Roberta Sorgan will tell you, is the high interest rate, pushing mortgage payments to $700 and $800 a month for a $60,000 home.
It was very high. But we have no choice when you want to buy a house, and that's what the mortgage rates are.
For home builders, the high interest rate is just like a massive migraine headache. Sunblessed Condominiums in Sunrise, for example, was selling its homes exceptionally well when it first opened in January, but now with the interest rates at 14% for conventional mortgage, sales are going down the drain.
The amount of buyers is definitely starting to slow down, and it seems that if it goes much higher, it's like a faucet. You could just take it and turn it off.
Logically, though, bankers say they will never return to the days of the 8.5% mortgages in the 1970s because they say it's just too risky.
Never return to the 8.5% mortgage. It's too risky. What did we finally get down to, guys? Like 3%?
Yeah.
Like three and a half.
But these guys just told you 8%, 8.5% will never happen again.
Never.
It's too risky.
There you go.
And think about that. You bought a condo somewhere in Florida. Did they say where in that article, in that story, where that was? Somewhere in Florida, you got a condo for $59,000.
I bought my,
What do you think those condos are going for now, Michael?
probably triple or quadruple that. I bought my parents a condo in 1979. It cost me $60,000.
What's it going for now?
God, I think it's around $250,000.
Wow.
Then that's both passed.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, I thought you guys might appreciate those vintage videos. I'm trying to bring you guys some vintage videos. There you go. All right. Let's
Very
get,
informative.
yeah. What's that, Wes?
I just said very informative.
All right.
I went to Bonanza. The food was great.
All right. So let me ask you this. Where is gold at tonight? $2,658 an ounce. Silver's at,
Correct.
woo, look at that. Silver's popped over $32.
It's up over 4% today.
All right. Is it too late to invest in this, Michael or Wes? Wes, too late to invest in this? Have they missed the train? Are they going to buy in too high?
No, absolutely not. We have not missed the train. Silver and gold both have quite a ways to run still. You look at the state of the economy, the national debt, the out of control government spending. You look at what's going on geopolitically. I mean, we could just go on and on as to the reasons why gold and silver are going to continue to climb, and we'll get more into that. But that's why yesterday, Brand, I want to show all those articles that were talking about precious metals. Goldman Sachs trading desk, they've never been busier. So no, you have not missed the boat when it comes to investing in gold and silver.
What is your thoughts on that, Michael?
Oh, I agree. The reality is, when I made my predictions months ago about 2,800 at the end of the year, I guess some people thought, well, that's crazy. How crazy is it now, everyone? I don't think so. Gold is being used as money, like prior to 1971 when the United States was backed by gold. World's banks, central banks use gold as money. That's exactly what's happening now. You will see gold head up and travel over 2,800 with Trump, probably 36 to 3,800 by the end of next year. Gold is a financial instrument again, and it's not going away. China and the BRICS have embraced it. If we get Kamala the Terrible as a president, we'll look at $40,000 to $4,500 gold by the end of 2025. So if you're buying it to make money, good luck. You're going to buy ETFs from JP Morgan or the rest. What really bothers me is the fact that people, and Brandon, you said it so well, who cares? Why do you buy gold? Why are you buying it? Our clients are buying gold for protection from the insanity that's going on around them. And what really bothers Wes and I is that people who sit back and call us up and say, well, they're living, well, gold is great. I really want to own it, but my financial advisor, let me try to tell you something. The person who loses money here is you, and the correction that's coming will not happen to gold. The correction that's coming is an overinflated, oversold, overset up, over-manipulated marketplace. And people don't want to hear it because right now they look at it, they say to themselves when they check on their market prices, well, I'm making money. Donald Duck could make you money in the stock market right now. That's how easy it is. However, when you come out and you go grocery shopping, you go out to dinner and you go through all this, oh, things are crazy, prices are terrible, I'm afraid, I'm nervous, but then you embrace the fact of everything going great on the market. The problem is that everything won't be going great in the market, but everything will go good on gold. But what the problem that you have to be dealing with and that Wes and I are concerned about is not our ability to buy gold and you to buy gold and protect yourself. The government will stop the music. Your ability to move money will be the first thing they deal with, not your ability to use it. To have currency right away with digital currency, but your ability to move your money will stop. Like Dancing with the Stars, frozen. I'm done.
I'm out. Like I said, who cares what the price is, Wes? Because if the dollar collapses, you'll be better off holding some precious metals. We're just talking a small percentage of your portfolio. Do people sit around and say, oh no, I don't want to hold these soon-to-be worthless dollars. Oh no. No, they don't even think about it. But they wring their hands about, oh no, gold's gone too high. You won't care what the price is when they're done killing the US dollar. You won't care. You won't say, oh no, I paid $2,600 for precious metals, for gold. You won't care because at that point, it's a matter of just having some purchasing power, even if you break even. But you're going to do better than that, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And the thing gold has going for it, including silver, but especially gold, Brandon, is gold is the ultimate currency. And no pun intended, it trumps everything. It's going to be the last currency standing. So when you own physical gold and silver, regardless of what all these other fiat currencies do, you have a physical, tangible asset. And the great thing is, when you buy it outside of an IRA with savings, is that wealth is off grid. It's outside the traditional system. And, if you look at where we are right now, gold's going to continue to go higher due to inflation, due to de-dollarization. How many shows have we talked about BRICS and the Southeast Asian countries de-dollarizing and dumping the dollar? That's a huge, huge deal. It's not going to happen. It's currently happening, and it could very easily lead to hyperinflation in this country. So you need to have some of your money outside of the traditional system to fall back on. And, one of the questions we have is, how will I use my gold and silver when I can't take it to the grocery store and buy food? I can't take it and put fuel in my vehicle, which is a great question. And I don't think we're going to get into a barter situation. If we do, there are other things better to barter with than gold and silver. I think our government is going to try and make a seamless transition into a digital currency. They're going to sell it to the American people that it's the greatest thing to happen because they're going to save the taxpayers money. They don't have to print money. They don't have to make coinage. And, here's your exchange rate for every dollar. You'll get this much of the digital credit. And our clients that have gold and silver will be able to, rather than having everything exposed on grid at once, you can convert your gold and silver to whatever currency we're dealing in at that time. You would send it to us, maybe 3 or 4 months worth at a time. Michael and I would liquidate you, and the company would cut you a check based off of whatever currency we're dealing in at that time. Now, the big unknown is how far out is that? When is that going to happen? That's what nobody knows. But you look at what's going on with this de-dollarization and our debts and deficits, I would say it's not that far off in the distant future, so sooner rather than later. Mike, you got anything on?
Well, the reality is barter is, our currency is already monopoly money. Look at it. It says a promissory note on the top of it. So it doesn't really matter what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, seriously, it's monopoly money. It's been monopoly money since 1971. That's how come they just keep printing it, because they have nothing backing it so they can get away with it. Wes and I never tell people to put every dime in gold. We try to make sure that they deal with life and have things set up appropriately. But barter is not going to happen. When you have a chaos in the system, you will sell off your gold to offset your losses elsewhere. Strangely enough, when people start getting margin calls and things of that nature, or chaos starts, they call us up because it's the only place they can get to their money. The question is how bad is it going to get? The soothsayers out there are saying that, well, it's not going to be like 2008. That's exactly right. You're not going to lose your house because of your bad mortgage. You're going to lose your house because you don't have the money to pay the cost to carry. That's why you're going to lose your house. And I said before, and I'll say it again, there'll be a whole new breed of people who are in trouble. And it's not going to be, the middle class is already destroyed a lot of the way right now, unless we bring Donald Trump back. But the people who are in the upper middle class, who think everything is okay, who believe I'm fine, everything's good, those are the people who aren't paying attention. And we bang our heads against the wall, and we sit back and try to sit back and work out a plan, and they will sit back and agree to everything we have to say. And then they'll call up their financial person and tell them, well, we already own gold. Really? How do you already own gold if you don't have it? You own it on paper. You own an ETF betting on the price, or you're buying options, or you're buying a mutual fund. A mutual fund's betting on the price. If you want to own gold physically, not paper. Period. The end. I'm done.
I'm out. Let's talk about IRA, gold IRA. We've talked about it 1,000 times. How quick could someone liquidate that if they wanted to, Wes? Gold IRA.
Oh, within a week. I mean, everything has to flow through the trust company, which we use Gold Star Trust Company out of Canyon, Texas. They do a great job for us. We have a couple of people here at our firm that work directly with a couple of their folks. So if we ever have a question or need something, we typically have an answer back within a couple of hours. But they just reach out to the trust company. I want to liquidate my account, whether it's the entire account or just a certain dollar amount. The trust company sends Swiss America what's called a liquidation notice. We get the client on the phone. We take 2 minutes to go through our trading department to do the liquidation. And depending on what day of the week it is, liquidation checks go to the trust company every Tuesday or Thursday. Again, everything has to go through the trust company. So we don't send the IRA payment directly to the client. We send it to the trust company, and the trust company either deposits it into the checking account of the client if they have that information, or they send them a check. So
what about taxes on that?
The trust company will withhold the taxes, generally 20% in advance when they cut that check.
Okay.
So it's very, very streamlined. I tell people, and when we do the IRAs, I tell people, don't call me on Monday and say, Wes, I need money for my IRA on Wednesday. To have a safe buffer, allow a week and a half to 2 weeks so we have plenty of time to know you're going to get those funds by the time you need them. So
generally you can do it in a week, but allow 2 weeks and you'll be safe.
Absolutely. You never, if there's a glitch or whatever.
Or a holiday, a bank holiday.
Yeah.
It's a number one low-hanging fruit that the government knows exactly where it is. Right now, by going digital, their whole idea is to know where all your money is. Right now, they have an idea, but they don't know exactly. But if you have an IRA, the government knows exactly where it is and exactly where to get it. It's called low-hanging fruit. In Europe, they don't have IRAs anymore. The government controls them all. Guess what they want to do here? They want to roll IRAs and 401ks into Social Security. And we hear a common statement about the fact of, why would I want to have my IRA in gold? I'm getting paid dividends and everything else. And well, getting paid dividends is great. If you're living off of it, I guess that's fine. But when the advisors tell us don't buy gold because it doesn't pay dividends, well, we don't tell you to buy gold to replace something to live on. We talk to you about buying gold to be protected. But just remember, when you buy something to make money, it's called play and pay. If you lose, you're going to pay and play. You're going to lose, and there's no way around it. The only thing that has never, ever gone to zero in history is gold, period. Paper money, we don't ever hear people diving for the money that was in the safes over at the Titanic, do we? Or the guys who go for diving for the Spanish ships that sunk off the United States. They don't go for that because that currency, whatever it was, is gone. But gold exists. The idea of having it is a blend in your portfolio. It's not to sit back and take over your portfolio. But not having it is being financially irresponsible. I don't care if you're 80, 70, 60, or 50. If you don't own gold and you don't have it properly braced in your portfolio right now, and you're uncomfortable with what's going on in this country, and you're concerned every day about what's happening around you, and you're concerned that your kids don't understand what's happening because they've been raised through a communist system in the universities, guess what? You have still got to exist and maintain your life. And if you don't have it in your portfolio and things go bad, good luck.
Yeah, that's all.
And something else, Brandon, I'd like to point out on the IRAs, and even brokerage accounts, what people have to keep in mind is you can instantly be locked out with a flip of a switch, and if for some reason you woke up this morning and the stock market was closed until further notice for whatever reason, and it's closed for an extended period of time, our clients could be on the phone saying, Wes, Michael, I want my gold and silver shipped to me, or I want to liquidate it and have money sent to me. That metal's being held at a private depository. You're not instantly locked out. And I remember back in the 2008 crash and the crash during COVID, people calling, Wes, I've lost enough money. I'm ready to make a move. I want to get out. Can you help me? And we'd call our custodians and we'd be on hold for 30, 45 minutes. There's many times that, we had to give up. The person had to run and, well, let's give them a try again tomorrow. So when there's turmoil and the markets are very volatile to the downside, they only have so many customer service people. They want you to do everything automated and online, and a lot of people don't know how to do that. So keep that in mind when this big next big market correction comes. You could be waiting on hold for an hour to talk to a human being.
It could be way longer than that. That would be on a good day.
Yeah,
you may not get through it all.
Yeah. Again, and we just had talked about that the yield curve inversion, how it's been right throughout history. 100% of the time, going back to 1950, it is predicted every recession, and we just came out of the longest yield curve inversion in history. So, and you don't hear anybody talking about it.
Look at this: job openings declining rapidly. Job openings. Look at this sharp decline. And of course, you know why? In part, they're hiring illegals. We have all these sanctuary cities, sanctuary counties, and they're hiring illegals, and they're replacing the American worker with these cheaper illegals that they don't have to pay workers' comp on, Social Security, all that different stuff. J.J. Carroll from ThisIsTreason.com premiered his show tonight at 5 o'clock Central on Worldview 2. We're now producing and carrying his show. So we got Chris Martinson twice a week, J.J. Carroll twice a week, and then J.D. Rucker once a week at the 5 to 6 slot. And he was talking tonight. I was watching his first inaugural program. It was excellent. And it'll be posted later at worldviewtube.com for those who missed it. But he was talking about this, this is about also replacing the American worker. So one reason we have the declining job openings is because we've already seen from the government's own data, it's going to illegals. All right, am I lying? Am I lying, Michael?
No, you're not. You're telling the truth. It's absolutely ridiculous. And that's what they wanted, cheap labor. Now she slipped up the other day and she turned around and said that We need a path for citizenship. So you give a path to citizenship to a criminal. I still believe these people are criminals. If I went to Mexico and tried to overstay, they put me in jail. We seem to forget that Army guy who went to Mexico and was locked up for 6 months because he overstayed, or he made the wrong turn.
He made the wrong turn. He was just trying. It was very confusing, and he was trying to get back. He went over. He got pulled over, had some guns in his car. And instead of saying, get over there and make the loop and get back to America, they arrested him and held him because Mexico is a corrupt state, okay? Let's just be honest. Mexico is a drug narcotic state. It is a corrupt. It's no more better than Cuba. And why the stupid Americans go over to Mexico to vacation after all of these signs of what happens to innocent people like the serviceman going and making the wrong turn in the confusing thing. They could have just said, get back on the other side. No, they had to arrest the man, hold him forever. Mexico is a disgusting country that is corrupt to the core. I'm sure there's some nice people there, but the government is corrupt to the core, and stupid Americans take their vacations there, Michael.
I hear what you're saying. It's absolutely true. Unfortunately, people, they want the warm weather, they want the sunny beaches, and all these big resorts in Mexico are owned by the cartels. They own most of Cabo. I mean, for God's sakes, they own most of Cabo. They own most of the high-end resorts all throughout Mexico, and they get away with it. One of the things I want to mention, too, when we talk about privacy, one of the questions Wes and I get all the time about privacy, what do you own? What do you own right now that you have complete privacy with? Tell me. I'd love to hear somebody answer that.
The only thing I know of is gold, particularly if it's numismatic, 1933 and older. The government has no idea you have it, and that's by federal law. So you're not breaking any laws.
Exactly. What do you own? It used to be a non-event. We talk about it all the time. And then people always turn to us, like a gentleman from Worldview today I just talked to. He's probably watching. And he was telling me, I've got all this bullion I own. I own bars. And I said, do you know that if you sold me, though, a certain amount of those in any given year, I need your social and your driver's license. We need to contact the IRS tonight, not next week, and not January 1st. They want to know about it immediately. Well, nobody told me that. And I said, probably didn't tell you because you wouldn't buy it. Our goal is to make sure our clients are fully educated.
He didn't buy it from you. That's why he didn't know that.
No, he did not buy it from us. And now he's trying to figure out, he says, how the heck am I going to? Well, I own all this silver bullion. Silver bullion's not like gold. I said, that's totally false. You sell me over 800 ounces of silver bullion, I need your social and your driver's license. You don't want, I'll go sell it to a guy named Vito in a closet somewhere. Well, that's great. If Vito goes to jail, guess who's next? I mean, to me, I like to make money and keep it, and I like to do things privately under the law. Numismatics were not important until the days of Barack Obama. You think I like paying more for gold? No. But if you pay 10% more and it's worth 10% more, why not own something you don't have to sleep with both one eye open? In today's world, do you honestly feel that sincerely safe from governmental intervention? Talk to Donald Trump. They raided the president of the United States house. That was one of the most sickening days of my life.
Went through his wife's underwear drawer, literally.
Raided it. How could they raid his house when it's full of agents, government agents already? It's amazing what went on.
Well, I could say something there, but I'll just hold my tongue. All right. Wes Peters, Michael Weiner, get your free packet, no obligation, free packet of information, 602-558-8585, 602-558-8585. Again, 602-558-8585. No obligation, packet of information. We don't give financial advice. We give financial opinion. My opinion is do your homework, do your due diligence. That starts with getting the free packet. Just text Wes. Say, Wes, send me that packet, please. Give him your address. He'll send it on its way. All right. That's the Worldview Financial Report for tonight. It'll also be posted later at worldviewtube.com and at youtube.com. Take care.